Hello dark readers, and welcome back to The Dark Spine, the channel where we explore fiction that's disturbing, mysterious, and just the right amount of unhinged. I'm Sarah, your guide through the psychological shadows, and today we're talking about a book I'm very excited to share with you, The Boyfriend by Freida McFadden. Now, I first read this book with my work book club, a surprisingly bloodthirsty group it turns out, and I really feel like I've met my tribe. They get me, they get the dark books I like, although they do say I'm the darkest out of them all, and I am inclined to agree. Now, this book was the third Freida McFadden instalment that we read in my book club. But since the very first book we read, I've fallen headfirst into her particular brand of twisty storytelling, and let's just say I'm not coming up for air anytime soon. Before we begin, please make sure you're subscribed to The Dark Spine, and if you enjoy books that twist your mind into a pretzel, check out the full book review playlist linked in the description. There's plenty more psychological chaos where this came from. So let's begin. The Boyfriend is told through two alternating timelines. The first is labelled Before and introduces us to a character named Tom. And at first glance, Tom seems like a typical awkward teenager nursing a crush on a girl named Daisy. It's all very sweet until it isn't. Because Tom has thoughts, dark ones, and he's afraid of what might happen if he gets too close to Daisy. The more we read, the more it becomes clear that Tom is not your average lovesick teenager. He's unsettling, he's calculating, he's the kind of character who makes you wonder what's really going on under the surface, and Freida doesn't give up answers easily. Instead, she drops hints like breadcrumbs through a forest that might just eat you alive. We're also introduced to Tom's best friend, a boy named Slug. And yes, the name is as bizarre as it sounds. Slug is awkward, strange, and off. He gives the impression of someone who knows more than he's saying, which adds a second layer of tension to every before chapter. From the start, you know you're being manipulated. It's just not clear how. And throughout the whole book, until I found out the answer, I was constantly questioning which character could be Slug. It's him. No, it might be him. And that's what I really love about Freida McFadden books, is from the very first page, she just keeps you guessing. And now the second timeline follows Sydney, a woman in present-day New York who is on what can only be described as a dating disaster tour. She's been on more terrible dates than any human deserves, and just when she's about to give up entirely, she meets Tom. Another Tom, of course. Or is he? This Tom, however, is seemingly perfect. He's attractive, he's attentive, he's everything Sydney's previous dates were not. Naturally, red flags start waving immediately, because no one in a Freida McFadden novel is ever that perfect, not without a price. The tension really starts to ramp up when a young woman is found murdered. The case sends shockwaves through the city because it seems to fit a disturbing pattern. The victim had been dating someone right before she died. Sydney, still in the honeymoon glow of her new relationship, begins to suspect that she might be the next target. Someone's watching her, following her, and the dots begin to connect, but in all the wrong ways. Now, here's where I tried desperately to be clever. I've read enough thrillers to anticipate the twist. And I've read enough Freida McFadden books to know that the twist is not a twist you were going to expect, but I was determined that this time I was going to figure out the twist before Freida showed me. I was confident, I saw the clues. I connected the dots. Unfortunately, though, Freida McFadden had other plans. Let me just say, she played me completely. I fell right into her psychological trap again. And I wasn't alone. My entire book club came up with different theories, and not one of us was right, not even close. And there are roughly about 8 of us in my book club, and just none of us got it right. We weren't even close. When the truth was finally revealed, I audibly gasped in public, and I don't do that. The twist was sharp, unsettling, and completely recontextualized everything that came before. It's the kind of twist that forces you to sit in stunned silence for a moment, asking, how did I not see that coming? And I asked that question aloud. I was so shocked. But now, let's talk about the ending. I had been riding the high of the twist, completely engrossed and ready to be emotionally destroyed. And while the ending isn't bad, let's be clear, it just didn't quite hit the same high note the rest of the book did. There's a sense that it wraps up a bit too neatly, or perhaps a bit too quickly after such a satisfying twist. That said, it didn't ruin the experience for me. I rated the book 3.9 stars on Fable, and I stand by it. This is a compulsively readable thriller that kept me hooked from page 1. The pacing, the dual timelines, the psychological unravelling, it's exactly the kind of dark fiction I created this channel to talk about. And the chapters are beautifully short and easy to read. And you find yourself just saying, one more chapter, just one more chapter. Oh, just another chapter. And by the time you know it, it's 11 o'clock at night and you've read about 15 chapters. So, should you read The Boyfriend? Absolutely. It's fast-paced, addictive, and features a twist that'll leave you reeling. Should you trust any man named Tom ever again? I'd advise against it. Freida McFadden is quickly becoming one of my go-to authors for mind-bending thrillers, and I'm already planning to pick up The Inmate next. Expect a review of that one later this summer. So if you've read The Boyfriend, let me know what you thought in the comments. Did you guess the twist? Did you trust Tom? And which Freida McFadden novel is your favourite so far? It would be lovely if you liked this video and subscribe to The Dark Spine for more reviews just like this, and check out my full playlist of twisted book reviews. It's linked down below. But until next time, keep reading in the shadows.